Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to my channel. I would like to apologize in advance for the thumbnail I used for this video. I haven't actually made it yet, but I assume it's going to look similar to the other two that I made. And what I'm trying to do is I'm just trying to put a little bit more effort into my videos. My original thought process with this YouTube channel was, hey, can I actually spend, some time every week pumping out a video, and do I actually enjoy doing it, and trying to go for consistency. So that's what I've been doing for the last year, and I feel like I've been relatively consistent, and I find that I do enjoy making videos. And then last week I was like, hey, or a couple weeks ago I was like, hey, maybe I should put a little more effort in. And why am I not putting more effort in? Is it because I'm trying to be more efficient, or is it because I'm lazy, or because I'm too scared to try hard? And I am scared that it's that last one. So like, am I too scared to try and put myself out there? And that's why I'm not putting as much effort as I could. So thus is the beginning of me trying to try a little bit harder, and why I have a thumbnail now. I don't really agree with these thumbnails, but supposedly they have better conversion rates. Although I have not seen that at all. The last two videos I've had with the thumbnail actually had a lower view count, right? My friend had also told me that when he watches my videos, it takes too long for me to come up with my sentence because I'm thinking about what I'm doing on the fly. So perhaps you'll see some cuts in this video where I cut off a lot of time where I'm thinking about what I'm trying to say. So hopefully that happens, but I guess we'll find out. I guess you'll know this already as I'm doing it. For the month of August, I made $500. It's $562. I have really not traded a lot. I sold a call sometime in July, and I closed it in August for like 50% of the value. So as long as you don't lose money, it's pretty good. I definitely didn't expect the stock price to go up that fast. I actually ended up losing like $3,000 or roughly the equivalent of $3,000 in my retirement account, because although I did make like $4,000 selling calls and selling puts, the stock price just went up a lot more than that. So ended up losing money if I had just done nothing. So not the biggest deal. I'll make that back next week. I'm just trying to take it easy right now because the stock split is happening next week. So I'm just going to hold on to all my shares before that split happens, just to ride it up or down. I don't want to be trading any options when it becomes super volatile, just to be safe. I was talking to my wife this morning, and apparently I realized, or she realized, that I have these fangs that look like this. I don't know, like incisors, but they're like I thought that was like a normal thing to have. And she showed me hers, and hers is all flat. So then we just spent the morning like looking at our friends' pictures and just zooming in on their mouths and seeing if that they have fangs or not. And based on what I saw, not a lot of people have them, which is weird because I don't know. I thought that was like a really important part of eating. Like how do you rip meat up and stuff? Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. I just learn something new every day. Hers are like completely flat. There's like regular teeth. So it's weird to me that people don't have fangs or sharp teeth. So you can probably tell from this little graph here, and also I've been saying it for the last couple of weeks, where even though I'm super confident in the performance of Tesla in the near and also definitely far future, I just don't really have enough of a grasp on the macro environment where I feel confident in investing in shorter term options, because you could easily get wrecked, and it's not even Tesla's fault, right? Tesla just goes up and down with the Nasdaq. So it's difficult for me to like keep selling the amount of puts I was selling previously. So because of that, I have less content to talk about in terms of how things are going, and I've been thinking about what else to cover. And I really want to talk about stuff that I like and I like to talk about. And I think one of the things I started gravitating towards, and I already made like 2 or 3 videos on this, is just about happiness, right? Because I have this view of happiness. I already talked about it, so check out that video. But if I were to summarize it, I think the issue with happiness is that you're just like always moving the goalpost, right? So it's always moving the goalpost, and you're basically you're just chasing this destination that always changes, right? I mean, that's the reason why a lot of people it's very easy to become unhappy. Another thing is like something that I do is I'm always living in the future, right? So I'm always like, I can't wait until this XYZ happens, and when I get to XYZ, I'll be happy, right? And even though I know that deep down, I know that I won't be happy if I get there, or I won't be any happier if I get there, still a part of me definitely believes that I'll be happier when I get there. So the reason I bring this up is because I've recently realized like I've kind of got to a point in my business that I always really wanted to get to. And to give you some context, my ultimate goal in life is to not have to do anything that I don't want to do, right? That's my ultimate goal in life. So I can just be like, I don't want to do anything. I'm not being forced to do anything I don't want to do. That's like the ultimate goal that I have. And I just don't, I also don't like working. A lot of people like working. I don't like working. So I'm not gonna pretend like I like working and I'm a super hard worker. I'm not, right? But I built my business to a point where it kind of runs itself without me being involved. And this was like really a dream of mine. And as I've been at this point pretty recently, for the last like 2 or 3 months, it's been getting better and better, where the team is hitting numbers, hitting goals without me actively doing too much. So the question is, do I work super hard and accelerate even faster, or do I just relax, right? And if I were to be completely honest, I've been kind of just relaxing a lot more than I probably should. And I've been like feeling kind of guilty about it. But I'm kind of thinking like, hey, this is actually like kind of like where I'm already at in terms of this is kind of my goal, right? Obviously, I don't have that fuck you money that I want in order to feel that financial security where I can just, not work for 10 years and, do whatever I want. Obviously, I don't have that, but I'm kind of already there. So I've been trying to just help myself feel more happy or more content with what I'm doing and just be very, 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 what's that word I'm looking for? Not fortunate. Be very, very grateful for the position I'm in and just appreciate it. So that's something that I'm kind of working on internally. But yeah, I think talking about happiness is really interesting to me and kind of just I think it's all a really mindset thing. That being said, I think what's also happening and what I'm experiencing is like I'm kind of moving from my early 20s to my early to mid 30s. So I turned 34 last month. So like I guess I'm like mid 30s now. So the transition from like 30 to 34, let's say 28 to 34 is like really, really big in terms of like lifestyle changes, in my opinion, right? And I think it's because like, everyone starts to have babies at this time and things become like super boring because babies, I don't know if you're ever hearing about babies, but like, man, babies are really, really boring, like super boring, especially if you don't have them. But yeah, I just feel like my life has become a lot more boring in the last 5 years. Is it because your body just can't handle the fun anymore? Like your body can't take it anymore. You can't really drink as much, can't really party as much as before because physically you can't do it. Or is it because you've done it so often that it becomes kind of the same thing? Right? I don't really know why it's become more boring, but I feel like you kind of go through this phase, right? You go through this phase where it's like, oh man, life is so boring now. And then you go, okay, now I accept this boringness. And now it's okay again, right? So like, for example, when I first hung out with my friends that had babies, I'm like, wow, this shit really sucks. And then now I'm used to it because I know what to expect. And I'm like, okay, this is fun, right? So yeah, that's kind of interesting. But that kind of has like a play on happiness as well. And like kind of more just expectations on what's going on. Yeah, so I also feel like maybe when you're later in life, things don't change as often, so it's not as exciting, right? Because like your life is kind of the same. And maybe it's just me because I'm boring, but it's kind of this. And I also live in the suburbs, but it's kind of the same, right? Like 2 years ago to now is like pretty much the same compared to like 2 years ago when you're like 25 and to 27. So when you see your friends they haven't seen for a while, like it's not like, I mean, it's still fun, but it's not like there's not like big things happening or something. I don't know, but those are just some of my thoughts on how I feel like turning 34 is like. Nothing super insightful there. But yeah, I just need something to talk about and I've fulfilled my time period. So yeah, talk to you in the next video. And hey, before I forget doing this, I'm going to put a video on here and you can click it and then you can click this button somewhere else to subscribe. So hopefully that helps my channel out. Thank you.